So this arrow in the very top left, that shows you so this first option, my songs, don't press that because it'll exit the file, but it's kind of a poor design. But right below that is how you change your instrument, which makes it kind of hard to not exit out of the song sometimes. But so you just click on the second option, that'll take you to the different instruments you want, anything like that. And then right next to this arrow in the very top corner is this other symbol. So it's that square with like two other little squares on the side. What that button does is it shows you how to exit and change whatever your track is to a different set of instruments, so keyboard, drums, whichever one. And before you do them, or before you start exploring the sound stuff, I would recommend going to Sound Library here, and then it'll show you all the different ones that they add, and they add new ones fairly recently. I just downloaded one that they added, I think like last week, and it's not completely necessary. I just do this so you have a more dynamic sound. And actually, there is one that I use mainly now. It's a nice kick and a clap that I found. So in order for me to be able to show you how to use those ones, I would just download all these sound packs, because it adds drums and then patterns, loops, different instruments, things like that. So I would say download those first. But for me, the very first thing I open up is the sampler. And make sure you already have the track or the song or the video or whatever audio you want to sample. Make sure you already have it in iCloud from the Documents app the way I showed you. So then you just, in New Sample, you go to Import, and then go to Files up at the very top of the screen right here, and then Browse from the Files app, and it'll bring up this gray screen. Just go back and press Documents by Riedel, and that'll open up all your latest samples that you've moved into it. So then from there, you just pick whatever sample you want to use. Lately, I used a ton of background noise just to try to. I noticed that that's a key thing in lo-fi, is that along with the record pops, there's other different types of sounds to give it more, I don't know, atmosphere or body. So the ones I've been using, or the ones I downloaded, were, let me see. It's like a glitch and static for VHS down here. So I'll scroll to these 5 bottom ones. It's again a VHS sound effect. Beer bottle clinking sound effect. I used that in my last one, Frozen. Another VHS. Charlie Brown Christmas. Nat King Cole. No. Where are the other ones? And so I downloaded like soda cans opening, girls breathing, Christmas, like Santa Claus, all that shit. So that just shows you all the different samples that you can use to import to your file. Sampling is probably one of the best, but sometimes trickiest or hardest part of making a song. Because when you sample, you need to sample something that's not overly complex. And of course, so you can do anything you want, and I have done that too, but for the most part, what I like about lo-fi is that it's not about complexity. It's more about the perfect type of simplicity. So it's more about just finding the exact right instruments, notes, samples, drums, and weaving those into a neat little beat, and without sounding generic, because otherwise it can still sound like you can kind of just tell it's made on a subpar music software when you try and do it like that. A lot of my old lo-fi was like that, but So the tricks that I'll show you is how to turn pretty much any instrument, any sample, into an instrument to use, because I don't like to just take a sample and then build a beat off of it, because just in the way I feel is that it's just kind of like cheating and it feels kind of lazy. So whenever I use a sample, I turn it into a keyboard, and then from there I basically make a whole new pattern from the song. So let me show you what I mean. So again, just tap the one you want to use from the iCloud thing, and then you have to scroll down. I won't look for it right now because I have a shitload and I'll try to keep it short. But just to download them, you just press that download button at the very right of the sample that you want.